Ngayon naman, atin namang tatalakayin ang kartelya ng Katipunan na kung saan ito nagmula, kung sino ang bumuo, kung sino ang nagsulat, at kung para saan ang kartelya ng Katipunan. Katipunan was a successor organization of the La Liga Filipina founded by Jose Rizal. So, itong La Liga Filipina was founded by Jose Rizal. So, it was created in 1892. So, before the Katipunan created in 1896. Next is the Andres Bonifacio and prominent members of the Katipunan were members of the La Liga Filipina. So, nung mga panahon ni Rizal or nung panahon ng La Liga Filipina na create ni Jose Rizal, so Andres Bonifacio and the other permanent members said sa La Liga Filipina. So La Liga Filipina also the members si Emilio Aguinaldo, Emilio Jacinto, and also the Andres Bonifacio. So this Katipunan was created or was the founder. The founder is si Andres Bonifacio. Siya yung namahala sa kanang Katipunan na yan. Siya yung bumuo na yan ng Andres Bonifacio. Matapos yung ipa-deport si Sir Rizal, matapos ipatapon. Cartilla is a small pamphlet that is given to new members of Katipunan. So, gaya ng sinabi ko kanina, the small pamphlet is yung maliit na booklet, or ito yung sinabi ko maliit na papel. So, it's a maliit na booklet that is binibigay yun sa mga new members of Katipunan. Cartilla originated from the word cartilla, which means the paper given to a new students in learning specific subject. So, yung cartilla means is binibigay yon sa mga bagong estudyante na they understanding and their own learning styles. Next is the KKK or Kataas-Taasan Kagalang-Galangan Katipunan ng Anak ng Bayan as a valuable connection to what we call kartilya ng Katipunan. Yes, yung KKK or Katipunan is may maraming talaga silang connection sa isa't isa dahil yung KKK or Katipunan is isang organisasyon. Okay? So, matatalakay natin yan sa susunod na slide. Next is the KKK is a secret organization while Cartilla hold the name as the Katipunan Code of Conduct. Yes. KKK is a secret organization. Yes. It's a secret organization or the society na create ni Andres Bonifacio ng KKK or Katipunan, while the Cartilla hold the name as the Katipunan Code of Conduct. Yes. So, ang Cartilla, meaning is yung maliit na papel or yung maliit na booklet na kung saan nandoon nakasulat o nakalagay yung mga Code of Conduct or yung mga rules and principles. So, the author of Cartillian is Emilio Jacinto, or what we call the Cartillian ng Katipunan, and it was written in 1896. Yes, Emilio Jacinto, siya yung sumulat ng Cartillian ng Katipunan. Siya yung author. Now, let's talk about the author. So, the author of the document Cartilla, yes, Emilio Jacinto is the author of Cartilla, and Emilio Jacinto, recognized as the brain of the Katipunan, was born on December 15, 1875 in Troza, Manila. Yes, kaya siya tinawag na brain of the Katipunan dahil siya ay nagbigay ng matalas na isip ng layunin sa kanilang samahan, which is the Katipunan organization. So, his parents were Mariano Jacinto and Josefina Dizon. In his young age, his father died, leaving him the sole responsibility to finance his education. Due to poverty, he was forced to live with his uncle, Jose Dizon. So, Jose Dizon is a sibling of Josefina Dizon, his mother. So, in his young age, namatay ang kanyang ama, and nung pagkamatay ng kanyang ama, so wala nang maka-provide sa kanyang pag-aaral, so he provide her own needs in his study. And due to poverty, so hindi niya nakaya, so he was forced to live in his uncle, Jose Dizon, and after that, he studied in San Juan de Latran and later moved to University of Santo Tomas, taking the course of Bachelor of Law. Next is during the outbreak of the Philippine Revolution in 1896. He joined the Katipunan, a revolutionary movement founded by Andres Bonifacio to overthrow the Spanish government. So during the outbreak of the Philippine Revolution in 1896, Emilio Jacinto joined the Katipunan, founded by Andres Bonifacio, to resist the Spanish rule. Andres Bonifacio created the Katipunan to achieve Philippine independence from Spanish rule through armed revolution, believing that peaceful reforms were not enough and that a secret society or that organization was needed to mobilize the masses and incite an uprising against the colonial governments. So meaning to mobilize the masses is they need to prepare, they need to make ready or to organize the thing that being organized or being prepared or organized. And being close to Andres Bonifacio, he acted as general and advisor. His role in the development was very significant. He wrote the Cartilla ng Katipunan, a set of rules to be followed by Katipunan members. So dahil close man sila ni Andres Bonifacio, so he acted as a general and advisor to his members. So without Emilio Jacinto, the Cartilla ng Katipunan was not be created. Yes. Because Cartilla ng Katipunan, so doon nakasulat yung mga rules and mga Katipunan members. And he also served as the editor of Kalayaan, the official newspapers of the Katipunan. So Emilio Jacinto served as the editor of Kalayaan because he was considered the brain of the Katipunan. And Emilio Jacinto dropped out of college at the age of 20. So at the age of 20, he dropped out of a college because he chose to actively participate in the Katipunan Revolutionary Movement against Spanish rule in the Philippines. So he choosing to prioritize his commitment to fighting for his country. And he was also known by the group as Pinkian. They called Pinkian si Emilio Jacinto because while actively involved in the Katipunan Revolutionary Movement, he used the Pinkian as an alias. So they need to use as an alias. So he died on April 16, 1899 due of malaria in Mayahay, Laguna. So, hindi namatay si Emilio Jacinto dahil sa gira. So, namatay siya dahil sa sakit na malaria. Next is the Revolutionary Society of Samahang Kataas-Taasan Kagalang-Galang Katipunan ng Mga Anak ng Bayan or KKK was established on July 7, 1892 by the anti-Spanish Filipino at Tondo, Manila in response to the news of Rizal's exilment and result of the failure of reform movement in Spain, in which Filipinos attempted to demand reforms for the Philippines from the Spanish government. So, KKK or Kataasan Kagalang-Galang Katipunan or Katipunan was established on July 7, 1892 na mga Pilipinong anti-Espanyol sa Tondo, Manila bilang tugon sa balita ng pagkakatapon ni Rizal. So, ito rin ang bunga ng pagkakabigo ng kilusang reforma sa Espanya kung saan sinubukan ng mga Pilipino na humingi ng mga reforma para sa Pilipinas mula sa pamalang Espanyol dahil ang mga Espanyol ay may di makatarungang kalagayan nila sa ilalim ng kolonyal na pamamahala dahil ng pamamahala ng mga Espanya. So marami silang suliranin ang kinaharap gaya ng pang-aabuso ng mga opisyal ng Espanya, kawalan ng karapatan at kalayaan. So, the Katipunan was formally founded on the year 1892 by Andres Bonifacio, Teodoro Plata, Lucido Diwa, Deodato Arellano, Valentin Diaz, and others, in response to the news of Rizal's deputation. So, after Rizal's deputation, this Katipunan was created and was formally founded by Andres Bonifacio Jr. So, during that time, the aim of the Kartilya ng Katipunan is to fight for the Philippine independence from Spain and to unite the Filipinos in one nation. So, kailangan magkaisa ng Pilipino, kaya nabuo ang Kartilya ng Katipunan is to fight the Philippine independence against from Spain. During this period, the reform movement or propaganda movement had impact to build a new organization, which is the Katipunan. So, at that time, after Rizal's deputation, they have to build a new organization, so which is the Katipunan, was founded by Andres Bonifacio. The reformer also have a huge impact on Filipinos by inspiring them throughout their works, and most of them had been joined the said Katipunan. In 1896, there was what we called Judice of the Sons of the Filipino that was written by Andres Bonifacio and strictly followed by the members of organization. This dialogue embodied that Bonifacio's belief would then later adopt Jacinto's Kartilya ng Katipunan as the official teaching of the Katipunan. So, in 1896, nasa nagitawag na Judice of the Son of the Filipino, which is nga gi-write ni Andres Bonifacio and the other members of organization. So, meaning ani that sa isang organisasyon, mayroon kang tinatawag nilang dekalogo ng Katipunan, which means may pag-ibig sa Diyos at sa bayan, paggalang sa pamilya, pagsunod sa batas, paging matapat, paging makumbaba, at iba pa. And after that, i-adapt din ni Andres Bonifacio ang kang Jacinto's Kartilya ng Katipunan as the official of teaching of the Katipunan. Kartilya consists of 14 moral and ethical values that directly emphasizes these valuable concepts like freedom, brotherhood, righteousness, excellence, enlightenment, liberty, and equality. So, there are two major classifications of rules and stated inside that the Kartilya in the small booklet. So the first group, it contains the rules that will make the member upright individual, and the second group contains the rules that will guide the way he treats his fellow men. So sa unang grupo ay nakafocus lamang or nakatuon lamang sa pagbuo ng isang makatuwid na individual na kung saan tumutukoy sa mga personal na katangian at asal na dapat taglayin ng isang kasapi upang maging isang mabuting tao. At sa pangalawang grupo naman, ito ay nagbibigay ng gabay kung paano dapat pakitunguhan ng isang kasapi ang kanyang mga kapwa, na kung saan tumutukoy sa mga asal at ugali na dapat ipakita sa pakikipagkapwa-tao, paggalang sa kapwa, at pagtataguyod ng pagkakaisa. In a deeper perception and comprehension about the content and prevention of the Kartilya, it serves as a direct response to certain value system that has been found noticeably unfair during their recent times. The Kartilya encompasses its instructive traits as members' development as individuals in their own rights has been validated. So, meaning instructive traits is mga tagubilin sa pag-unlad ng mga kasapi bilang mga individual na may kanya-kanyang karapatan, hindi lang sa tungkulin na katuon lamang ang Kartilya, kundi binibigyang diin din ito na ang kalagahan ng kanilang personal na pag-unlad at pagpapalaga sa kanilang mga karapatan bilang mga individual. So, the Kartilya of Katipunan pertains to focus of what Katipuneros should do rather than stating those and don'ts of a certain individual. So, the Kartilya ng Katipunan, it focuses of what Katipuneros should do o anong dapat gawin. So, sa halip na magtakda lamang ng mga dapat gawin at hindi dapat gawin para sa isang particular na individual. So, ibig sabihin na ang Kartilya na ay naglalayong gabayan ang mga kasapi or katong mga members sa kanilang mga aksyon at desisyon bilang bahagi ng isang samahan na may layunin na makamit ang isang layunin. So, the analyzation of the values of the of the values upheld in the document as consistent with the working rational and liberal in the 18th and 19th century. So, nagsasabi na ang pagsusuri daw sa mga pinanghalagaan sa dokumento ay naaayon sa umunlad na rational at liberal na pag-iisip noong ika-18 at 19 na siglo. So, ibig sabihin, ang mga pinahalagahan ng nakasaad sa dokumento ay sumasalamin sa mga ideya ng rasyonalismo at liberalismo na naganap noong panahon na iyon, tulad ng pagpahalaga sa katuwiran, kalayaan at karapatan ng tao. Next naman, ang Katipunan Code of Conduct. So, natalakay natin kanina na yung sa Kartilya, nandoon yung mga rules and principles. So, ito yung mga Code of Conduct. So, una, the life that is not consecrated to a lofty and reasonable purpose is a trees without a shade, if not a poisonous weed. So, meaning, ito ay nagpapaalala sa atin na malagang na magkaroon ng isang malinaw at makabuluhang layunin sa buhay upang maging kapaki-pakinabang at hindi makasama sa ating kapwa. Pangalawa naman, to do good personal gain and not for its own sake is not virtue. So meaning, paglilingkod sa bayan. So ang paggawang mabuti ay hindi dapat para sa pansariling pakinabang lamang, kundi para sa ating bansa or para sa ating kapwa-tao, hindi lang sa ating personal. Pangatlo naman is, it is rational to be charitable and love one's fellow creature and to adjust one's conduct, acts, and words to what is in itself reasonable. So meaning, pagkamangkatarungan at pagmamahal sa kapwa. So, ang pagiging mapagkawang-gawa at pagmamahal sa kapwa ay mahalaga. Dapat ayon sa katuwiran, ang mga kilos at salita. Hindi lang tayo marunong sa salita, kundi marunong din tayo na gawin. Pang-apat naman is, whether our skin be black or white, we're all born equal. Superiority in knowledge, wealth, and beauty are to be understood, but not superiority by nature. So meaning, pagkapantay-pantay. Lahat ng tao ay pantay-pantay. Ano man ang kulay ng balat o antas ng buhay. So, manang giingon nga, we have the equality, regardless our skin or our social status. So, panglima naman is, the honorable man prefers honor to personal gain, the scoundrel gain to honor. So, meaning, ang isang taong may dangal ay mas pinipili ang karangalan kaysa sa pansariling pakinabang. Pang-ani naman ay, to the honorable man, his word is sacred. So, meaning, ang isang taong may integridad ay dapat paniwalaan at iginagalang ang kanyang pangako ay kasing halaga ng isang panunumpa. Pang-pito naman, do not waste thy time. Wealth can be recovered but not time lost. So meaning, pagtitipid sa oras. So wag nating sayangin ang oras dahil ang kayamanan ay maaaring mabawi. Ngunit, ang nawawalang oras ay hindi na mababalik. Pangwalo naman, defend the oppressed and fight the oppressor before the law or in the field. So, pagtatanggol sa inaapi. So, dapat ipagtanggol ang mga inaapi at labanan ang mga mang-aapi. Maaari mang sa hukuman o sa digmaan. Pang-siyam naman, the prudent man is preparing in words and faithful in keeping secrets. So, meaning, pagiging maingat. Ang isang tao ay matipid sa salita at tapat sa pag-iingat ng mga sekreto. Pang-sampu naman, on the thorny path of life, man is the guide of woman and the children. And if the guide leads to the precipice, those whom he guides will also go there. So meaning, tungkulin ng mga lalaki bilang gabay ng kanyang mga asawa at mga kanyang mga anak sa buhay. Kung ang lalaki ay masama, so ang pagtingin ng mga tao sa kanila ay masama din ang kanilang pamilya. 11 naman, thou must not look upon as a mere plaything, but also a faithful companion who will share with thee the penalties of life. Her physical weaknesses will increase thy interest in her, and she will remind thee of the mother who bore thee and reared thee. So meaning, ang pagtingin sa babae, hindi lamang bilang isang libangan, kundi bilang isang tapat na kasama sa buhay. 12 naman, what thou dost not desire than until thy wife, children, brothers, and sisters, that do not unto the wife, children, brothers, and sisters of thy neighbor. So meaning, huwag mong gawin sa iba ang ayaw mong gawin sa iyo. At ang 13 naman, man is not worth more because he is a king, because his nose is aquiline, and his color white, not because he is a priest, a servant of God, nor because of the high prerogative that he enjoys upon earth, but he is worth most who is a man of proven and real value, who does good, keeps his words, is worthy and honest. He who does not oppress nor consent to being oppressed, he who loves and cherishes his fatherland, though they be born in the wilderness, and know the tongue but his own. So meaning, dito naman, binigyang diin na ang pagiging isang hari, pare o mapuputing balat, ay hindi dahilan ng pagiging higit na mahalaga. Ang tunay na halaga ng isang tao ay nakasalalay sa kanyang kabutihan, pagiging tapat sa salita at pagmamahal sa bayan. Kahit na mahirap ang kanyang pinanggalingan or pinagmulan, ang isang taong may katangian, ito ay may mahalaga. Ito ay may halaga. So, 14 naman, when these rules of conduct shall be known to all, so kapag ito ay na-spread, the long for sun of what shall rise brilliant over this most unhappy portion of the globe, and rays shall diffuse everlasting among the confederated brethren of the same race. The lives of those who have gone before, the fatigues and the ill-point sufferings will remain. If he desires to enter, which means the Katipunan, has informed himself of this and believes he will be able to perform what be his duties, he may fill out the application for admission. So, sa pangunin naman, ito yung panghuli ng Code of Conduct sa Cartilla na kung saan nakasulat na nakasa dito na kapag nalaman na ng lahat ang mga tuntuning ito, kapag nasunod na, sisikat ang inaasam-asam na araw ng kalayaan. Ito ay nagtataboy ng kadiliman at magdala ng walang hanggang kagalakan sa mga nagtiis at sa mga susunod pang henerasyon. Kung sino man ang gustong sumali sa katipunan at nakalaala ng kanyang sundin ang mga tungkulin, ay maaaring mag-apply. So, maaari ka mag-apply dito kapag mayroon ka sa 14 morals na ito, kapag mayroon kang iyang kakayahan o katangian. Next naman ay yung contribution and relevance to the grand narrative of the Philippine history. So una, to love their country and evaluate themselves. It also attaches self-reflection to anyone who read it. So meaning, ang Cartilla ay nanghihikayat sa mga Pilipino na mahalin ang kanilang bansa at suriin ang kanilang mga sarili. Pangalawa, this document share the history how Filipino united to create group to fought the Spaniards. In Cartilla of the Katipunan, the relevant aspect of it is to shape the mind of Filipinos had colonized as us for many years. So, pinapakita ng dokumento na kung paano nagkaisa ang mga Pilipino upang lumikha ng isang grupo at lumaban sa mga Espanyol. Pangatlo naman, this tells us Filipinos back then are intellectual revolutionaries and have a sense of morality fighting for just and a good service. Without them, we cannot inherit the braveness and courage of being true Filipinos. So, ipakita ng Cartilla na ang mga Pilipino ayon ay mga intelektual na revolusyonaryo na nagipaglaban para sa katarungan at mabuting paglilingkod. Kung wala sila, hindi natin mamamana ang katapatan at lakas ng loob ng pagiging tunay na Pilipino. Pang-apat naman, the Cartilla ay katipunan shows self-reflection and virtues that every katipunero has embodied. This tells us we should live on the right path. Living on the right path affects the people by being a role model. So, dito naman, ipinapakita sa Cartilla na ang pagninilay sa sarili at mga bertud sa isinasabuhay ng bawat katipunero, ipinapaalala nito sa atin na dapat tayong mamuhay sa tamang landas. Number 5, the Cartilla of Katipunan contributes for appreciation to ourselves. This implies that whether you have a light skin or fair skin, we are all equal. So, ang Cartilla ay nagpapaunlad sa ating pagpapalaga sa ating mga sarili sa pamamagitan ng pagpalala pantay-pantay tayong lahat, anuman ang kulay ng ating balat. Pang-anim, in the history of the Philippines, Cartilla ng Katipunan played a big role and contributed a lot in providing independence that Filipinos are enjoying today. So, ang Cartilla ng Katipunan ay may malaking papel at naambag na malaki sa pagkamit ng kalayaan ng tinatamasa natin ngayon. Ito ay isang mahalagang bahagi ng ating pagkipagbaka para sa kalayaan. 7. The people of our country have given the guiding principles from Cartilla to seize human greatness. Sa mga Pilipino ay binibigyan ng mga gabay na prinsipyo mula sa Cartilla upang makamit ang kadakilaan ng tao. Ang mga aral na ito ay nagsisilbing inspirasyon at gabay sa ating pag-unlad bilang isang bansa at bilang mga individual. Number 8, Filipino learn to truly love their native land to reflect from themselves. So meaning, natutunan ng mga Pilipino na tunay na mahalin ang kanilang sariling bayan. Sa pamagitan ng refleksyon sa kanilang mga sarili, ang pagmahal na ito ay hindi lamang emosyonal, kundi ay mayroong action at dedication or dedikasyon. Pang-siyam naman, it teaches to have a genuine compassion for one another and that we are all equal and true brethren even you are poor, rich, and ignorant. So meaning, ituturing ng Cartilla na ang tunay na pakikiramay sa isa't isa na nagsasaad na pantay-pantay tayong lahat, na mahirap man o mayaman, kung ano man ang kung mangmang man tayo o talino. Number 10, it highlights the importance of having the right attitude towards other people. So meaning, binibigyan diin ng Cartilla ang kalagahan ng tamang pag-uugali sa kapwa. So ang pagrespeto, pag-unawa at pakikiramay sa isa't isa. Panghuli naman, it gives us principles and morals that help us Filipinos to be brave and encourages us to uplift our mind and virtue for our country. So, dito naman, yung Cartilla ay nagbibigay sa atin ng mga prinsipyo at moral na tumutulong sa atin na maging matapang, nagpapalakas ng ating isipan at bertud para sa ating bansa. Ito yung nagsisilbing inspirasyon at gabay sa pagkamit ng isang maunlad at makatarungang lipunan. So, the relevance of the document to the modern world so the document resembles first-hand guidance to new individuals. Ang Cartilla ng Katipunan made Filipinos aware that the Katipunan was a revolutionary Philippine society in which main purpose was to achieve independence from Spain. These documents demonstrate intellectual and moral evolutionaries. It serves as a primary sources of ethical code of conduct of every Katipuneros. Because of that, we have given a chance to comprehend their principles and stand against injustices and gender economic inequality. So, in overall, the relevance of the document to the modern world is, ang Cartilla ng Katipunan na hindi lamang isang makasasayang dokumento, kundi isang patuloy na may kaugnay nagabay sa moral at ethical na pag-uugali. So ang mga aral na ito ay nagpapatuloy na may bisa sa modernong panahon, lalo na sa paglaban sa kawalang katarungan at diskriminasyon. So dito rin na nagpapaliwanag sa atin ang kanilang mahalagang prinsipyo sa kanilang ipinaglaban. So ang kartilya ay nagsilbing ang constitution ng katipunan. Ang unang uri ng pamamahala ng mayroon tayo. Samantala, ang kartelya ay nagsisilbing batas sa sinusunod nila noon. And ito ay nagpapakita ng organisasyon at sistema ng katipunan. So, yun lamang ang aking parte.